Every millionaire you've ever heard of, from the quiet guy who owns half your city's warehouses to the tech genius you see on magazine covers, has followed almost the exact same invisible pattern, a pattern so simple it hides in plain sight, repeating again and again across decades, across countries, and even across generations. You might think wealth is all about timing, luck, or connections, but that's only the surface. Beneath every success story that seems random, there's a rhythm, a repeated sequence of decisions, sacrifices, and moments of silence when everyone else was loud. The truth is, most people never see this pattern because they're too busy chasing the next big thing, the next stock, the next opportunity. But the millionaires, they do something different. They play the same invisible rhythm over and over while everyone else keeps changing the song. It usually starts the same way. A regular person, maybe broke, maybe stuck, sometimes even deeply in debt. But there's a moment, not a big dramatic one, not lightning from the sky, just a quiet realization. They stop asking, "How can I make more money?" and start asking, "Why does money keep leaving me?" That's the first shift in the pattern. You see, every millionaire begins not by earning, but by observing. They study how money moves, like a living thing. They notice that money doesn't vanish, it transfers. Every dollar that leaves your pocket goes somewhere, to someone who understood what you didn't. The pattern begins when they start following the flow, not fighting it. In the beginning, the pattern doesn't look glamorous. It looks almost boring. Millionaires are masters of boredom. While most people crave excitement, the next gadget, the next trip, the next dopamine hit, wealthy people fall in love with repetition. They find beauty in predictability. They track small numbers. They analyze habits that seem meaningless to others. They skip flashy moves for quiet consistency. And that's the hidden rhythm of wealth. Small, consistent, compounding actions that feel so slow, most people quit before they work. But the ones who stay, they hit a point where time flips. Compounding becomes momentum, and momentum becomes freedom. Every millionaire has a silent build-up phase. That's the part no one sees. It's years of sacrifice, where they live below their means, where they buy assets instead of toys, where they work on skills no one values yet. During that time, they look like everyone else, maybe even worse off. But underneath the surface, something powerful is building. Their mindset starts to detach from appearance. They stop trying to look rich and start acting rich. The difference is massive. Looking rich costs money. Acting rich builds money. That's why the pattern always includes humility early on. Because humility allows growth. The ego kills growth faster than debt ever could. Then something strange happens. Once their base grows strong enough, opportunity starts coming to them. Not luck, attraction. When you understand value and discipline, opportunities recognize you before you recognize them. That's when the second phase of the pattern begins. The leveraging phase. Every millionaire hits it. It's when they realize that time is limited, but leverage is infinite. Some use money as leverage. Others use people, systems, or ideas. They stop trading hours for dollars. Instead, they start multiplying results through systems. This is where ordinary people lose track. They see success and think, "He's lucky." But luck is just leverage wearing a disguise. The third part of the pattern is even more fascinating. The detachment phase. Once someone crosses the threshold of financial safety, they detach emotionally from money. It's not obsession anymore. It's structure. They treat money like oxygen, necessary but not the focus. That mental freedom is what allows them to take smart risks. Ironically, the less they chase it, the more it multiplies. Because money obeys discipline, not desperation. You can't beg for abundance. You have to become the kind of person it naturally stays with. Every millionaire at some point discovers that wealth isn't a goal. It's a side effect. A side effect of patience, clarity, and repeating the same disciplined habits long enough to make them automatic. Think of it like farming. You don't grow wealth by staring at seeds. You grow it by watering the soil daily, even when nothing's visible. That's why the poor often mock the early stages. They see nothing happening and call it pointless. The rich stay calm because they know time is doing the heavy lifting. That calm is part of the pattern too. Calmness under uncertainty is wealth's real language. But there's a darker side. Every millionaire also hits the collapse test. It's the phase where everything they've built gets tested. A business failure, a recession, a betrayal, a health issue, something that forces them to choose between emotion and logic. The pattern repeats here too. Those who panic lose everything. Those who adapt come back stronger. Every self-made millionaire has a story of near ruin. It's like a cleansing fire that separates the greedy from the wise. And almost every time after that fall, they rise faster. Because they now know what truly matters. Control, not comfort. Now here's the strangest thing. The pattern doesn't stop at success. Once wealth stabilizes, most millionaires experience emptiness. They realize money solved survival but not meaning. That's when the final phase begins, contribution. They start giving, mentoring, or building something beyond themselves. The pattern completes its circle when wealth begins to flow outward again. It's no longer about more, it's about purpose. And that's the moment they become unshakable. Not just financially, but mentally. Because once you attach purpose to money, you remove fear from it. You can trace this same rhythm across time. From Rockefeller to Buffett, from small-town entrepreneurs to digital age creators. Different tools, same psychology, same patience, same invisible steps. The modern world tricks you into thinking wealth happens fast. But that's a lie sold by people who profit from your impatience. The real millionaires move slowly, almost invisibly, building empires one calculated choice at a time. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but it's real. And that's why it repeats. Because truth always does. Now think about this. Why does the pattern keep repeating even when everyone knows about it? Because knowing is easy, doing is not. Everyone knows saving matters. Everyone knows compounding works. But most people never do it long enough to see results. Millionaires simply do the obvious things consistently, while everyone else keeps searching for secrets. That's the paradox of wealth. The answers are simple, but the discipline is rare. And in that gap between knowing and doing, millionaires are made. If you're listening to this, you might already be in your own pattern without realizing it. Maybe you're saving quietly while others mock you. Maybe you're working late on something that no one believes in. Maybe you're just tired of running in circles. But if you stay the course, if you keep repeating those small, boring, disciplined steps, one day you'll wake up and realize you've crossed the invisible line. You'll see what every millionaire eventually sees. Wealth was never the goal. It was the mirror that showed who you became. And that's the secret the rich never need to say out loud. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Every millionaire is simply the end result of the same repeated rhythm. Observe, act, compound, detach, contribute. Played like a quiet song while the rest of the world chases noise. The pattern doesn't care about background, age, or education. It only cares about rhythm. Keep playing it long enough, and eventually, the world starts dancing to your tune. So maybe the real question isn't how millionaires make their money. Maybe it's why so few people can handle the silence required to do it. Because wealth doesn't come from action alone. It comes from patience between actions. The pauses, the stillness, the long, invisible grind. That's where the pattern grows. You might not see it yet, but it's already repeating all around you, waiting for the few who can sit quietly long enough to notice. And if that person is you, your pattern has already begun.